prayers to Lord Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Radha Vrindavan Chandrodaya Mandir Shri Shri Nitai Gauranga ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So welcome everybody for the Sunday morning session on Science of Self-Realization. And today we are going to continue with our discussion of the topic which we were discussing in the previous week, previous session. The topic is human society or animal society. A very interesting topic. It is a conversation which is happening between Prabhupada and one interviewer. And that interviewer is from one famous journal called Bhavan's Journal. It's quite a famous journal in India in 1976. So they had brought up some questions on the current situation of different aspects in India. And they wanted Prabhupada's response from the spiritual perspective. So that is what this whole conversation is. And Prabhupada gives a very wonderful spiritual perspective on the questions. So last week we discussed on the first question. We'll just quickly have that as recap. So all these discussions are happening by the inspiration of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of the worldwide Hare Krishna movement, Iskcon. He has so mercifully given us all these teachings for our benefit, wherein we are able to take advantage of all these teachings so nicely. So in the previous session, we discussed about the first question, which was put as, why is that religion's influence on people is decreasing? What is the reason? Prabhupada said, it is a symptom of age of Kali. Kali Yuga, there are many things which you will see it is diminishing or decreasing. Prabhupada quoted a Bhagavata sloka, when it is said that people's age is reduced, people's memory is reduced, people's compassion is reduced, mercy. Like this, people's strength is reduced. So many things will be reducing as the Kali Yuga goes on. And especially even the religion, aspect of religion also will be slowly reduced. Which means it is one of the symptoms of the age of Kali, wherein adharma is prominent in this age. And while in discussion, Prabhupada says, when there is increase of adharma, that is irreligion, then it is only society for united animals. Whatever organizations you make to keep peace and prosperity, always there will be wars and fighting. Just like we are seeing even currently, so many wars going on across the world. So where is the organizations which are set up to stop these various wars? Where is what happened to the peace proposals? And basically, Prabhupada is trying to tell, when there is no aspect of religious principles being followed in everybody's life, it will be chaos. It will be society for united animals. Right? That's what is going on right now. And Prabhupada also said, why people are unhappy now? Why? Because they have forgotten the principles of religious principles. They are not following the religious principles the way it is supposed to be followed. This is the reason. And Prabhupada very clearly defined, religion means the order of God, the law of God. Whatever God has given, that is called religion. Right? It is not manufactured or concocted by anybody. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. This is Bhagavatam quotation. Religion means the order of God. And more there is decline in religion, we can see the humanity is being degraded to lower and lower forms. Rather, humanity's way of seeing the world, interaction with other peoples will be going down and down. Degradation of our human qualities will happen. What do you mean by degradation of religion? Degradation of religion basically means the person may claim himself to be of a particular faith or religion, but in spirit he doesn't know what he's doing or what is he up to. He simply, as Prabhupada says, they put a rubber stamp on their heads. I am so and so, I belong to this faith. But in spirit, they are not following any of the religious principles, even the basic principles in their religion. That is the problem. So this is called a degradation of religion, adharma. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, dharmasya glanihi. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Dharmasya glani means there is decrease in the religious principles, decrease in practice of religious principles. People are becoming more and more irreligious. That's what is going on right now. So now, with this first question and answer, Prabhupada takes up the next question. The next question is whether the Vedic culture is fatalistic. The question from the interviewer is, the traditional charge against Vedic culture is that it is fatalistic. That it makes people slaves to the belief in predestination. That it therefore inhibits progress. How far is this charge true? A very interesting question. Right? Fatalistic means there is no hope. Right? Very fatal means it is dangerous. Vedic civilization, is it fatalistic? Vedic culture is fatalistic. There is no scope for moving forward, no scope for development, no scope for growth. Is what people think. So many conditions, so many rules, regulations. It's sort of a binding all of us. So many traditions. This is not, oh, you should not do this, you should not do that. Like this, so many do's and don'ts. It is binding our free progress the way we want. Is this so? Is the question. Very interesting question, right? This is actually a sort of a allegation. It's a charge. So the interviewer is asking whether this charge is right or wrong. So Prabhupada says, first of all, what do you mean by progress? What is that progress? Is a dog's jumping progress? Is that progress? Right. So everybody has their own perspective with regard to something they say. When they're telling, oh, because of Vedic culture, we are not able to progress forward. See how Western countries, they have built big structures, they have skyscraper buildings, big cities. In our country, no, development is still happening. Right? That way they may compare. So that is what they think as a progress. Prabhupada is directly attacking the question, telling, what is this progress you mean? What is that progress? Is a dog's jumping progress? Is that progress? Prabhupada is asking. So, a dog is running here and there on 4 legs, and you are running here and there on the 4 wheels of the automobile. Is this progress? A very interesting perspective Prabhupada is giving. Because you are running on 4 wheels on a vehicle, and you think you are progressing. And the dog also is running on 4 legs. So what is the progress? Prabhupada is directly asking, is that progress? This is not the Vedic system. What is the Vedic system? According to the Vedic system, a human being has a certain amount of energy. And this, since the human being has better consciousness than the animals, the energy of the human beings is more valuable than the energy of the animals. A very wonderful perspective. So, human beings have energy. Energy means, physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, all energies together. And specifically, our intellectual and spiritual energies are meant for doing a better work. Right? Just like Prabhupada gives the example in one of the previous chapters we have understood. Why is a judge in a court paid better than an ordinary clerk? Because he has to execute responsible duties. Right? It may look like the judge is simply sitting and passing orders, but his way of working or his responsibility is much greater than an ordinary clerk. Why? Because he has to analyze the whole case and give his decision. That will be very important for anybody, either parties. Clerk is only executing or other is following the orders what judges give. So likewise, human form has a better opportunity to actually to execute better functions than animals. Animals are busy in just gratifying their senses. Animals are busy trying to fulfill the needs, necessities of their body. 4 necessities of the body: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's all. If this is what somebody thinks is the purpose of life, even the human form, then their energy is misused. That's what Prabhupada is saying. Tell us here that human life has a better, aspect of energy and better consciousness. It has developed consciousness. It has energy levels. Energy should be used for a better purpose, not wasted like animals. So human life is actually meant for spiritual progress. Like Prabhupada says in one of the Bhagavatam purports, the human life is meant for attaining eternal and unlimited happiness by spiritual realization. It is not simply meant to act like animals. So the interviewer is confirming, yes, probably no one would dispute that the human being has more freedom or, I suppose, responsibility than the animals. So Prabhupada further says, the human energy should be utilized for spiritual advancement. Not that the energy should be employed to compete with a dog. You see. So even the interviewer is acknowledging, yes, humans have better consciousness, humans have better energy in them. So they are supposed to have a responsible work to be done. So Prabhupada is again telling, so then why are you competing with a dog if your energy is better than than any other animals? So this is the important observation Prabhupada is making. So human energy should be utilized for spiritual advancement. Not that the energy should be employed for competing with a dog. It's a very important observation. The saintly person is not busy like the dog. Right? So saintly person means people who are dedicating themselves for spiritual advancement, spiritual progress. Today, people think that dogness is life, but actual life is spiritual progress. Right? So, what is a dogness? Prabhupada explains. Therefore, the Vedic literature says, it's a nice statement from the Bhagavata, Tasyeva heto prayateta kovido na labhyate yad brahmatam uparyadaha tallabhyate dukkhavad anyatas sukham kalena sarvatra gabhira ramhasa. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, Brahmaloka, down to the lowest planet, Patala. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in the course of time, just as in the course of time we obtain miseries, even though we do not desire them. This little philosophical. Prabhupada explains this further. Right? There's a statement in the Bhagavatam spoken by Narada Muni to Vyasadeva. The gist of this is humans' philosophical bent of mind. They are intelligent, intellectual. They should not waste their time going up and down whole universe just for sense gratification. They should better utilize their energies for uplifting themselves from this material sphere to spiritual atmosphere. That is the whole gist of this verse. So, this reporter, in fact, will further ask to explain this. So, Prabhupada is going to explain about how the sensual pleasure experience, whether animals or humans, is on the same platform. So, the reporter is asking, could you explain that a little further? Prabhupada says, the human being should exert his energy for that thing that he did not get in many, many lives. So, this is the first understanding. We have been going on in different life forms, taking different bodies, so many lives. Right? So this opportunity to understand that I have to come out of this cycle of birth and death, this special prerogative is there in the human form of life. Other forms of life, this understanding, this awakening will not happen. It's not there. Right? That is the whole, speciality of this human form of life. Right? It's called, this human life is very rare opportunity. Durlabham manusham janma. So, Prabhupada is very nicely wording it. A human being should exert his energy for that thing and that he did not get in many, many lives. Many lives, this he didn't get. That thing he should do. What is that thing? In many lives, the soul has been in the forms of dogs, demigods, cats, birds, beasts, and many others. Right? Many forms of life you have taken. There are 8.4 million different types of bodies. So this transmigration of the soul is going on. So human life is not meant to again do something which will only implicate further in getting one more body among the 84 lakh species. That is again a failure. Right? Human form of life, or the energy, the intellectual abilities should not be used only to again get one more form of body. In fact, the human form of life is the most evolved existence amongst 84 lakh species. Again, if you get one more body, it is like your demotion. Demotion, which means you're not getting promoted, you're getting pushed down again. This is very unfortunate. Prabhupada says there are 84 lakh different species, and this transmigration process is going on continuously. The business in every case is what? Sense gratification. Sense gratification means, for example, the dog is busy for sense gratification. Where is food? Where is shelter? Where is a female? Where is defense? This is what is going on. This is the whole range of activities which every living entity, animal, or a beast, or a bird, or any other entity is only busy in these four things. Right? So man is also doing the same business in different way. So what is the difference? The business is going on life after life. Human form of life also go on. These are only four main activities in our life if you analyze. This is the business we are doing in every form of life. Then what is the special advantage of human form of life? Which the energy of human life is just wasted like this. Even a small insect is trying for the same thing. Very nice example Prabhupada gives of ant. Ant, it is attracted to the sugar in your house. You have kept some sweet somewhere. Somehow the ant finds out where is the sweet kept. It goes there and starts making a big line. So many ants, right? You would have hidden somewhere, but even then the ants go there and they have found out. It's the ability they have, special ability. And why is it they're attracted to this sweet sugar? Because once they take this sugar, eating, they become intoxicated. So they are mad after this eating sugar. That's what happens. So see how the eating has made them rush towards the sugar wherever it is kept, and they want to somehow go there even at the risk of losing their life. Why? Because they want to get intoxicated. That's what man is doing. To get intoxicated or to enjoy gratification, Prabhupada says man is taking risk of flying airplanes, going in depth of the ocean, or running big factories, or doing some very challenging as works just to earn his living. Just see what is going on right now. So even a small insect is trying to for the same thing. This is the problem. So birds, beasts, fish, everywhere the same struggle is going on. Right? Where is food? Where is sex? Where is shelter? How to differ? Right? Eat, sleep, made different. This is what everybody is trying to fulfill their needs in these four aspects. So Vedic literature says that these things we have done for many lives. Vedic literature is telling that This we have done, we have been doing for many, many lifetimes, this whole world. And that if you don't get out of this struggle for existence, we'll have to do them again for many, many lives. See the wonderful perspective Vedas are giving. If you don't stop this, or rather, you should do it what is required to maintain your body. Otherwise, your human energy, intellectual energy should be utilized for higher purpose, coming out of this cycle of birth and death. If you go on doing the same thing again, repeating the same thing, as one of our great acharyas, Prahlad Maharaj says, chewing the chewed, puna puna charvita charvanana. Somebody has nicely chewed the sugar cane, and then he has thrown the pulp. Again, somebody else comes and says, oh, sugar cane. Again, he starts doing the same thing. What juice you're going to extract from that? That is what is going on now. Father did the same thing whole life. He wants his son to do the same thing whole life. And he expects that his grandson also will do the same thing. Prabhupada very sarcastically remarks in one of the talks, he says, this is what is going on. Everybody wants to go on like this. Nobody wants to become serious to take up devotional service and take a tangent to this whole cycle of birth and death. It's a very important perspective. So this reporter is telling, yes, I'm bringing you to see. I'm able to see what you're telling. Yes, so these things should be stopped. Gradually, these things should be stopped. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj makes this statement. What is he telling? Sukham aindriyakam daitya deha yogena dehina sarvatra labhyate daivat yatha dukkham ayatnataha. My dear friends, born of demoniac families, the happiness perceived with reference to the sense objects by contact with the body can be obtained in any form of life according to one's past fruitive activities. Such happiness is automatically obtained without endeavor, just as we obtain distress. Very nice statement by Prahlad Maharaj. He says, any type of life, the experience of happiness is the same. And whatever happiness and distress you're going to experience in a specific life is destined. It's a very important concept, right? What amount of happiness you're going to experience, what amount of distress you're going to suffer, it is destined. You cannot change it. So Prabhupada is trying to explain this very nicely. A dog has a body and I have a body. Prabhupada explains. So my sex pleasure and the dog's sex pleasure, there is no difference. Experience-wise, there is no difference. The pleasure derived out of sex is the same. A dog is not afraid of having sex pleasure on the street before everyone, and we hide it. That's all. That's the difference. People are thinking that to have sex pleasure in a nice apartment is advanced. However, that is not advanced. So Prabhupada is saying to compare. What are we doing? Comparing with the animals, what are we doing busy now? We are also busy in these 4 things only, but we are trying to do it in a very polished way, in an advanced way as per our understanding. As Prabhupada is giving the example here, dog is very, not having any shame, openly having sex in front of everybody. We would like to do it in a very closed apartment, in a very private way. So what is the difference? There's no difference, right? That way. Further, Prabhupada says, and they are making a dog's race for the so-called advancement. A very strong statement Prabhupada is making. People do not know that according to whatever kind of body one has acquired, the pleasure is already stored up. Whatever body you're going to have, the pleasure is already fixed, stored up. This reporter, right, will ask a question on this. What is destiny in that way? So what do you mean the pleasure is already stored up? Prabhupada explains, that is called destiny. Further, Prabhupada explains, a pig has got a certain type of body and is eatable is the stool. you cannot change it. Once we get one type of body, the type of experiences we're going to have in that body is all already programmed. Right? Human body has one type of a, what he'll eat, what he will, experience. All that is programmed in a particular way. Right? Just like a pig, when that body, one living entity gets, it's programmed for it what type of food he will like. Right? So, Prabhupada giving that example. A pig has a certain type of body and is eatable is stool. The most abominable thing which we want to get rid of. You cannot change it. The pig will not like to take halwa. It is not possible. Right? Because he has a particular type of body, he must eat like that. So this body, what the pig has got, is meant for eating some certain type of food, certain type of sleeping. It does, right? So whereas we cannot do that, but the experience of eating, sleeping, mating, defending is the same. Can any scientist improve the standard of living of the pig? Is it possible? Highly impossible, right? We say from human standard, the pig's life is so abominable. It is going, in the gutters and trying to search its food there. What a type of life. The human goes and starts doing it. We will think he has gone mad. So to improve the standard of pig with regard to the human standard, can scientists do some research and improve its standard? Not possible, right? It's impossible. That's what Prabhupada is saying to very nicely, logically present the whole subject matter. So interviewer says, I doubt it. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says that it is already stored up. Your destiny is fixed. Destiny means what type of body you get, your happiness, distress is fixed up. The pleasure is basically the same, but a little different according to the body. Right? Pleasure is the same, but body experience, rather the way it is going to be experienced will be different. The uncivilized man in the jungle is having the same thing. And we civilized, we are thinking that civilization means, having skyscraper structures, having big cities like this. People think this is what life is. But the very civilization says, no, that is not advancement. That is actually not progress. You are actually degrading yourself. The real advancement of human life is self-realization. How much you have realized yourself. So the second question was whether Vedic culture is fatalistic, whether it is inhibiting our progress. So Prabhupada is trying to analyze what is the real meaning of progress. Progress doesn't mean you are competing with animals in terms of eating, sleeping, mating, defending. And you're trying to do it in a more polished way, advanced way. That is not called progress. Because in any body, the experiences of sense enjoyment is already stored up or it is destined. You cannot change it. What you can change is your spiritual destiny. So there are two aspects here we have to understand. One is called material destiny. Material destiny means you've got a certain type of a body. No matter whatever endeavors you do, you cannot change the destiny, material destiny. Right? The way you look, the way you behave, it cannot be altered because it is all programmed in a particular way. But what you can really endeavor, as Prabhupada quoted the Bhagavatam sloka, is that you can change your spiritual destiny. Any situation in your human form, you may be from any background, education, no education, rich, poor, intelligent, dull, doesn't matter. But if you can move forward in spiritual culture by taking up the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, by practice of spiritual activities as recommended by Srila Prabhupada, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then your life will be transformed. Your material destiny hardly matters. Your spiritual destiny is opening up. That is the ability we have. That's what Prabhupada meant. Our human energy, spiritual energy should be utilized for, our intellectual ability should be utilized for moving forward in spiritual advancement, not for any such materialistic way of life. The real advancement of civilization is self-realization. How much you have realized yourself. Self means that I am spirit soul, I am part and parcel of Krishna, I have to do devotion to Krishna. This is called self-realization. Right? Not that you have constructed skyscraper buildings. No, that is not advancement. So we'll continue further. Prabhupada is going to elaborate more on this point of spiritual advancement, what it is. In the next session, we'll discuss more on this. So we'll close here. Anybody has anything to ask, discuss, take a few questions and comments. Guptaji.
Very valuable information which is there. So we have two types of life, materialistic life as well as spiritual life. So
Yes.
without, both can run simultaneously.
Yes.
So materialistic life we cannot escape because we live in the society.
Correct.
We have our responsibilities.
Yes.
So both have to go simultaneously. And materialistic life, we should focus more on our duties.
Exactly.
And so once we focus there, rather than doing other things, we should focus on our duties towards self, family, society, human being at all. So once we do that, I think automatically we would start looking towards spiritual life.
Exactly.
It will automatically
See,
take us there.
Material life, if you keep material life means if you keep your material necessities very minimum, just to maintain body and soul together. Is what the scriptures.
That's right.
Maintain your body and soul together, and the duties, as you rightly said, duties of say, I have a family, I have some responsibilities. To maintain that much, what is required? That much you do.
Yeah.
And balance of your time should be used for your spiritual progress. Right? Because once things are going on in the material life in a specific way, you forget spiritual life totally and you're fully focusing, I have to grow here, I have to grow here in materialistic way of life. That is going to only, bring a dark future for you. Right? There's no...
While doing duties also, do your part and don't expect
exactly. How to do duty.
The outcome.
I don't mind Krishna is preparing here. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains, for duty also you should understand, this duty is given by Krishna, and the results of this duty I'm going to offer to Krishna. Right? That is the mood, then that is the way, and you practically do it. That is going to even relieve you from all the reactions of the material duties also.
Otherwise, get indulged into enjoying the fruits.
Yeah.
Then I'm gone.
Yeah, then you're entangled.
Yes. Then
so you have to live in a detached manner. That's the whole Gita's conclusion in that way.
It comes
nice.
over a period of time, not overnight.
See, you have to at least know this is what is the requirement and move towards the direction. And in fact, scriptures say that, okay, you have endeavored to some extent, whatever shortcoming is there, Lord will see you have sincerely endeavored, then Lord will fulfill the shortcoming. Maybe you got 10 marks out of 100 with endeavor. I will see he has endeavored. He will give the 90 marks, grace marks, and make you pass. Okay, go forward.
Beginning is little difficult. Once you are on the path, then
correct. You're right.
Then it expedites.
Perfect. Yes, you're right.